What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another Best Bet show. As always, I'm your host, Matty Chucks, and we've had some complications with some guests today, so it's just me going through the slate, which is basically just Broncos and Saints. Opened at 3.5 for the Saints, minus 3.5. Obviously, with the Derek Carr, Olave, and Shaheed injury, it is now Broncos road favorites at -3. Over under has obviously come down with the quarterback and other injuries as well from 42.5 to 37.5. Now, this is about as ugly of a Thursday night football game as we're going to get. Just straight up being 100% honest with you. But that doesn't mean that we're not going to bet the game. Okay. That means that it may be ugly, but the lines are low. And if we could just somehow see some offense here, maybe some unders. I'm not going to lie. I didn't target any unders. I just picked spots that I liked overs on. I thought the lines were a little low. And we can kind of go through who that is. You can like Jawan Johnson. You can like Kamara in the passing game. Um, two of the best red zone defenses. So I love both kickers. Bo Nix, we got his passing yards at 185.5. And I believe they're down. It's up to, I want to say almost 200 now. It's up to 195, 194.5, 195.5, depending on where you look. So uh, those numbers are all going up as well. And with that, obviously means that some receiving yards stuff goes up as well. Now, there's a lot of new wide receivers on that Saints roster that a lot of casuals don't really know about. I mean, guys like Bub Means, Mason Tipton, and you got the regular tight ends who've been there, Alvin Kamara. So really not too much, but even on the Broncos side of things, some injuries, and they have Troy Franklin, Cortland Sutton's been there for a while, Devon Vele, all these guys, and no one really has a receiving yard line of over. I'm looking at the highest right now; it's 45.5, and that's Cortland Sutton, who's basically a name brand guy. Kamara is the highest on the Saints, even ahead of every wide receiver now. So there's a lot of options here. So if you think Bo Nix has a good passing day, which we do, you have to assume he gets those yards somewhere, and these receivers' lines are insanely low. So I think there's a lot of value in some overs in this game. And honestly, the Broncos don't really have a good run game. The Saints can try to establish Kamara, but I'm just thinking that this is going to be two rookie QBs trying to, battle it out here. I think we get some good prices, some good numbers here. So that's where I went. I went Jawan Johnson. I went Devon Vele. I went Bo Nix in the passing department. You could even do Bo Nix in the rushing department. Um, for first touchdown, I didn't do a single thing at all. I'm trying to think of who I like. I think I want to do Bo Nix at plus 1100. I want to aim for that. I want to try for that. But you know what? Let's talk about our sponsor. We partner with Draftkings, and that's Draftkings Pick Six. So I'm going to go through, take this off. We'll present the screen here, and let's go through what we can do on Draftkings Pick Six. So let's see what this looks like here. Let me take off the banner or the overlay here, and we can kind of go from there. Here's me, and we got it here. Hold on. Can we do this? Here we go. We can do it like this. DraftKings Pick Six. And you got all these numbers. Obviously, we said Bo Nix at 194.5. You could even get some good correlation spots here. You can go, where are we at? You can go, try to find their wide receivers here. Troy Franklin at 22.5. Vele's here. You can kind of go for a little bit of a correlation spot for sure. Jawan Johnson's gone up. Kamara's kind of gone up. If I can find field goals here. If I can find field goals, just kicking points. Go Will Lutz kicking points. A lot of Denver. Here's a big one here, honestly. I would do a bunch of correlation plays and take these over. These are all so low. You get 5 out of 5 correct. You're obviously competing right here. and if you still get money if you get 4 out of 5 correct. I think this is a passing game. I mean, you look at their yards, and you're gonna add them up, and they don't reach 200, but I just think that this is gonna be a game that they throw the ball in. I thought the Broncos rushing game has been horrible. I'm even looking at the depth chart right now because I know I loved Javonte Williams, but his fumbling, you have McLaughlin. I just think this running back by committee, you look at their stats on the season. Javonte Williams at 213, and Bo Nix is the second most rushing yards at 180, which is only 43 behind Williams, and that's on almost 20, it's 22 less carries. So you look at how horrible their rushing game is, and the Saints have been pretty stout. I mean, you want to talk about some wonky games per se, as in they've dominated those first two games. So kind of numbers are a little skewed in that regard. But I feel like the Saints allow some rush yards, but the Broncos can't really establish that run game, if we're being completely honest. The Saints also allow the sixth most receiving yards. I'm trying to look at touchdowns, and they've allowed third most receiving yards. My fault, to wide receivers. And again, some of that's skewed because of the way they played their first couple games. Fifth in receptions, fourth in targets. They don't allow a lot of receiving touchdowns, but they do allow them to move the chains. And that's kind of the way we kind of see it here. Honestly, hey, Matt Williams, what's up, brother? Shout out to you for joining the Dub Club family as well. If you guys want someone who's very sharp as well, Matt Williams is absolutely fantastic. Very profitable better. If you like volume, he's your guy. He just opened his Dub Club today, I believe. So go join that if you're feeling it. If you want to indulge yourself. I think what the sheet out means, 3 plus reps maybe together with Nick's 5+ rushing attempts is a solid look. I think if you go Nick's 5+ rushing attempts, you might as well just go 5.5 rush attempts or his rush yards. Although if you do think the Saints are going to win, take the rushing attempts because you will get those kneels. And then Sutton or Johnson for first touchdown. I do think it's a wide receiver if it's not going to be Nick's rushing it himself. You can't take Kamara's first touchdown. I don't like Williams regardless anyway. I think Bo Nix at plus 900 for first touchdown, or just taking your shot like a Jawan Johnson, a Devon Vele, one of those guys, Troy Franklin, taking your shot at one of those receivers has tremendous value, I think, for a first touchdown. And I would sprinkle on a couple and kind of go from there. That's just the way I kind of see it. Because Kamara, yes, he's great, but I feel like the Broncos can stuff the run, and I think they're going to stack the box on Spencer Rattler too, try to make them beat him with his arm. So we'll see. There's a ton of value in this game. Now, this game could, of course, be like 17-14, no yards, and we're all swimming in piss, but I don't know. I did take Vele over receptions. I thought it would move a little bit. I still like his yards. I can't tell if yards is a better play than his receptions, but since he was lining up in the slot a ton and a lot of his passes were short, he did just stretch those out. I love the value at 4 receptions. I wish I kind of did like a Kamara 4 receptions, Vele 3 receptions or something. But you live and you learn. I feel like we have good props here, a couple on each side, and we just need yards. We don't need a high scoring game per se. The big lotto's in place. We can kind of just do this as we go. But if you wanted to do like a DFS correlated slip, Javonte, he fumbled. I think there's more of a running back by committee. I think the Broncos take the lead. This is kind of wild. Do you know what the price is on other books or no? Because I could pull up FanDuel right now too. We could get rid of the stop sharing there. I could share. Game specials. I think that's in game specials. Like this to me is kind of crazy. Odds. Same with Sutton. Again, we know the lines are low, but these are some crazy. I'm not touching any of these higher ones, but this one's kind of crazy. This one's interesting. Can you guys see that? Both guys receiving yard lines in the 30s. You'd obviously need it in each half. Yeah, I played that already. I love it. I feel like a lot of these are like if we see a surprisingly offensive game here. Oh, Nick's 20 plus passing in each quarter. I'm on his passing yards, so I think I would play that. 20 yards in each quarter. That to me is kind of an insane price. Especially if they start losing. I don't know. This one seems kind of wild. It's moving the chains twice. I feel like there's just a lot. Like this is kind of cool too. You could take. I don't like the touchdowns though. It's a low total. I'm not going to get carried away. That's crazy. You can't give me 10 yards a quarter. What was that on? Because I didn't see that. What book is that on? Yeah, I don't know. I just think there's definitely spots to take. I love my lotto. It looked like it was taken down, which is probably a good sign for you. I love my lotto. I might do a touchdown lotto just for fun because these odds are insane. I mean, you look at what these odds are, and again, they're saying that they're going to score 2 touchdowns apiece. So you're probably thinking 4 touchdowns, maybe 3 to 5 touchdowns max in this game, right? And like you get plus 200 odds on everybody besides the top 2. That to me is bonkers, man. It's kind of crazy. Game specials popular. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I don't see how that misses unless someone gets hurt, for being honest. I don't think either team are running the clock out either and just running down your throats and just taking time away. I think if anything, it could be incomplete passes to keep the time from moving. Kicker props. Yeah, we're on Will Lutz. Mhm. Going to like touchdowns though, man. Like Jawan Johnson plus 440. Bub Means plus 400. Bailey plus 500. Even like a Troy Franklin plus 600. Like someone's gonna smack a crazy one. I can already tell. Someone's gonna smack a crazy one. That's really all I got today, guys. Have some fun. I'm gonna post a touchdown score. Just stay tuned for that. I'm gonna head out. There's really nothing else I could say. I think this is a game that we can make some money on. These lines are so low. It's in a dome. It's not like a weather game. It's in a dome. That's really all I gotta say. You can make a point for anybody, especially all these injuries. Like you don't know. All we can see is what happened last week, what happened with the information that we have, and I just think these lines are ridiculously low. So have a good one. I'm gonna post a touchdown parlay just for fun. Let's have some fun this Thursday night. Make some money. Peace out and best of luck.